Hey guys, what's up? My name is Shanwin and today pag-usapan nga natin itong video na to. Actually, nakapag-react na po dito si Teacher Mark the other day. Ilan days na? Yeah, a day ago. Parang yesterday? Yesterday ba, Teacher Mark? Ayun. So, panoorin niyo po ang kanya naging reaction. Nauna na po silang nagtawanan at nagkainisan dito sa video na to. At today, tayo naman po ang magbibigay na. Actually, hindi ko pa siya napapanood in whole. Ayan, no? Patsi-patsi na naman. Babay ako sa'yo, Teacher Mark. Balik tayo dito sa video na to. So basically, pinag-uusapan nila dito sa portion na to is about organic farming. Okay? Organic farming by using compost. So napakaganda ng mga explanation na binitawan dito ni Senator Cynthia Villar. Basically, alam na alam niya to since siya actually yung nag-structure ng programa na to. No? Tara, umpisa natin.
Tama?
Senator, yung composting either sa LGU or sa co-op or to any association, kasi ang isang composter can service 1,000 households, so it should be a group of people
Tama.
that will do it.
And how much is a composting machine?
800,000 po.
800,000. So, ano ho ba ang pag-purchase, procure ng composting machine? Is it
Bureau of Soil and Water Management.
Director Nilo.
Balik ka dito. Ayan na.
Magandang hapon po, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Senator Tulfo. Dr. Gina Nilo po from the Bureau of Soils and Water Management. So we have a program po on composting and
okay guys, pakinggan niyo siya mabuti because napakaganda ng pag-deliver niya dyan at napaka-solid ng kanya explanation.
So the question is about how do we...
Just na po itong composting program, ano po? Am I right? Just na.
Yes, about
right.
8 years
Okay.
po.
And in this
17.
Programa to, it's just because of the high cost of fertilizer.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can produce fertilizer out of kitchen and garden waste. So I thought
Yes.
that this will enable the farmer to produce their own fertilizer, provided they are given the composting machine. So you were given a budget of 1 billion in
Okay, dito guys, napakaganda naman ng naging sabihin na lang natin, intention ni Senator Cynthia Villar. Okay? Senator Cynthia. Bakit? One of the main problems, pain points ng mga farmers natin every time na mag-start sila sa pag-farm nila ng mga, not only rice, but even vegetables, is yung tinatawag nating fertilizer. Hindi na bago actually ang composting. 'Di ba? Marami na pong household ang gumagawa nito. Ages na. I remember my grandfather, yung lolo ko, both sa side ng mom ko at saka ng tatay ko, they've been doing composting. Okay, familiar naman tayo dyan. Although ako, personally, hindi ako nagko-composting. Now, for us to fully, just to give, to have an idea, ano nga ba ang composting? Ano ba itsura niya? Okay, for those people na unfamiliar. So, here, ang definition niya is a controlled aerobic or oxygen-required process that converts organic materials into a nutrient-rich soil, amendment or mulch through natural decomposition. The end product is compost, a dark, crumbly, earthy smelling material. So basically, ganito po yung itsura niya. Okay? So lahat po ng mga sabihin na lang natin, remains po ng ating mga niluluto, like yung mga natira nating mga gulay, pinagbalatan, at kung ano-ano pa. So you do something like it. Well, actually, napapaisip ako, I can do this. Pag-aaralan ko nga kung paano gawin to. Kasi I'm really planning to put a farm, urban farming, dito sa bahay namin at saka sa bahay namin sa Davao. I want something na talagang sustainable baga. 'Diba? Yung hindi ka lagi pumupunta ng palengke para bumili ng ano at tapos yung kinakain mo pa organic. By the way guys, no, if you go to supermarkets, makikita niyo na napakalaki ng difference ng organic produce in terms of price kumpara dun sa mga ibang ano na hindi organic. Mahal po ang organic eh. Anyway, guys, balik tayo dito.
Years
20,
ago,
yes,
then
ma'am.
2021, and then 3 billion last year, this 2023.
Yes po, Ma'am. Madam
And then
Chair.
now I have asked the National Rice Program to give you a budget of 2 billion because I want every town in the Philippines to have a composter.
Yes.
They can produce their own
Yes,
fertilizer.
thank you po,
My
Madam Chair.
question to you now, anong pangalan niyo po, ma'am?
Gina Nilo po, Dr. Gina Nilo.
Dr. Gina, ilan po ang composting machine na ngayon na
For 20,
na ng DA?
yes sir, for 2022 po, we have about 1,000 composting machine. And for this 2023, it's about 3,200 composting machine.
Lahat-lahat po ilan na?
So it's
Give or take,
it's more than 4,000 composting machine. CFBW po ang tawag namin doon.
Okay, good. Saan po ito na-distribute at sino po yung mga nakatanggap nito?
Okay,
Ano po
so
mga lugar?
thank you very much po. So these are distributed all over the country po, and meron po tayong qualification for the beneficiaries. So meron po tayong mga farmers association, meron din po tayong mga local government units at and if this is for example, for the rice program, we give priorities to beneficiaries that are engaged in rice farming so that it will support the compost requirement or organic fertilizer requirement of our rice farmers. Similarly, kasama rin po dito yung ating mga organic agriculture program, corn program, high value program, because this is our way to promote adaptive balance fertilization strategy. This is our response to rising costs of fertilizer, because the idea here is to combine the use of compost or organic fertilizer with inorganic fertilizer. In so doing, we also sustain the fertility of our soils, because the use of compost will increase the nutrient holding capacity of our soil as well as water holding capacity. So this is also our way to adapt to climate change.
Ayun pa lang guys, ano, ine-explain na kung ano yung value ng composting. Hindi lang sa environment, sa health, but also sa soil. 'Di ba? Including climate change. Pero hindi ko alam kung anong part diyan ang hindi naiintindihan ni Raffy Tulfo in terms of value.
Thank you po.
I agree
Mr.
with you.
Chair.
Now,
Saan siya nag-a-agree doon? Nagkipag-debate ba to o may pine-present lang? Bakit kailangan sabihin na agree?
second question ko po sa inyo, Doktora, ay gumanda ba ang yield ng harvest since nagkaroon itong composting program at nakapaggastos na tayo ng bilyones? At ano-ano po yung lugar na nag-benefit ng gusto nito? And can you give us a comparative study, yung before composting and then during composting, kung nagkaroon pa ng pagbabago sa yield, sa harvest?
Alam mo, dito ako natatawa, no? Wait lang, okay, dito ako natatawa. Let me talk first. Do you really think that these people hindi gumagawa ng comparative study? The way I see it, no? Pagka nandoon ka sa planning stage ng isang program mo or ng isang project mo, ang dami-dami mong pagdadaanan na project. 'Di ba? Yung mga projects na yun yung mga testings mo even before mo siya i-implement. Sa planning stage pa lang nandoon ka na sa mga comparative analysis na kailangan mong gawin. Paano kung ganito, paano kung ganyan, i-apply mo ng content and titingnan mo how it will gonna work. So, I find it very, very stupid when you're asked if you've done a comparative analysis. Definitely. Even before na-implement yan, nagkaroon na ng comparative study. Diba? I'm sorry, doon sa mga pinagagawa ko, planning stage pa lang, nagkakaroon na ng comparative analysis. And this is not new. This is not a new technique. This is not a new system. This is not a new program. This kind of program is well implemented sa iba't ibang bansa. Just like sa sinabi ni Senator Cynthia Villar in the latter part of the video, na nagpunta pa siya ng France. And she was very amazed dahil she was able to talk to a farmer with 1,000 hectares of land. Diba? So, hindi ko na ichichigay. Hayaan ko si Senator Villar dyan. Dating lang sa akin na why are you asking comparative analysis between before and after using a compost? When in fact, hindi naman yan may implement kung hindi dumaan sa part na yan. Diba? I don't know, experience-wise lang ako. Sa akin kasi ganun yung nangyayari.
Sir, that it was not supposed to improve the yield, the primary purpose. The primary purpose is you have free fertilizer. Kasi pag ikaw gumawa ng fertilizer mo, libre yon.
Okay. Gusto ko lang ma-establish sa inyo itong mga simpleng bagay. Number 1. Kasi later on, babalikan natin yung sinasabi ko dito eh. Number 1, ano ba ang importante? By priority. Paano ka makakapagtanim kung wala kang or kung kulang ang iyong kailangan? Like halimbawa, binhi mo and then fertilizer. Anong aasahan mong yield kung wala tong dalawang to? Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, we are all into this na dapat marami tayong nai-yield. Okay? One of the biggest problem that we have, even if bigyan ng gobyerno lahat ng suporta, pera, fertilizer na libre, lupa na libre, at kung ano-ano pa. Kung yung area kung saan nakatanim yung mga palay na yan, lagi pong dinadaanan ng bagyo. Regardless kung ang gamit mo dyan ay yung mga mamahalin o libre na fertilizer, hybrid or inbreed na butil ng bigas, no? Wala rin mangyayari. Doon tayo sa premise, bakit nga ba konti lang ang napuproduce natin? 'Di ba? Kasi kalaban nga natin ang weather. Kalaban natin ang supply ng tubig. Yun yung main two main things na talagang pumapatay sa production ng ating palay. Diba?
Kasi ito comes from kitchen and garden waste. So yung parang ito, imbes na itapon sa landfill yung kitchen and garden waste, ginagawang fertilizer. Kasi ito, experience namin 20 years sa Las Piñas, we all our kitchen and garden waste, which is 50% of the waste, we compost into fertilizer. And because of that, we don't throw the 50% of our waste. So ngayon, tapos nire-recycle yung plastic waste, we save 300 million a year from throwing away garbage.
Tama po yun.
Oh, so the here is yung libre yung
Bakit hindi niya patapusin muna si Senator Villar?
fertilizer. Tapos malinis yung bayan mo kasi you don't have to throw away the waste. You recycle the waste.
Kaya nga,
Exactly. 'Di ba? Libre na, nakatulong ka pa sa environment mo. Pero iba yung gusto ni Idol. Pakinggan nyo.
diba, libreng fertilizer. So sana, dahil may fertilizer, gaganda yung yield ng harvest, right? Versus kung walang fertilizer.
Ang compost is fertilizer. Ang compost is libre. 'Di ba?
Ngayon, nabigyan ng
Like to answer. Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir.
thank you very much, Madam Chair and Senator Tolpo. The use of organic fertilizer is actually part of our recommendations in
Ito, hindi ko alam kung anong nainom nito. Hindi ba ito nakainom na maintenance or what? No? Actually, medyo nainis sa kanya si Senator Villar kanina dyan.
improving the the yield of our rice. So it's part of the balanced fertilization. So it's not just using purely organic. So for example, Madam Chair, Mr. Senator, in our recommendation, we recommend at least 10 bags of organic fertilizer in addition to the use of the rice straw that is already in the field. Then you can also add additional inorganic fertilizer or biofertilizer. Now, the significance of using organic compost is that it has other micronutrients that are not available in inorganic. In inorganic, you have only N, P, and K at most. Whereas in organic fertilizer, you have the micronutrients like magnesium, sulfur, zinc, and then it also enhances the soil quality, the water retention, and then the sustainability of the rice farming in the long term.
Itong composting po, fertilizer, ginagamit niyo po to sa palay?
As part of the fertilization
Sa palay?
Sa rice.
Okay, sa rice. Hindi ho angkop dapat to kasi patubig yung sa rice, lulutang po itong compost.
Hindi sir. Kasi they have to be composted.
Diba yung tsura niya na Senator Binay dyan? Wait. Balik natin konti. Tama. Tama.
Using those composting machines, it's properly composted.
Okay.
And then
it is
in the field. Then you can also add additional inorganic fertilizer or biofertilizer. Now, the significance of using organic compost is that it has other micronutrients that are not available in inorganic. In inorganic, you have only N, P, and K at most. Whereas in organic fertilizer, you have the micronutrients like magnesium, sulfur, zinc, and then it also enhances the soil quality, the water retention, and then the sustainability of the rice farming in the long term.
Itong composting po, fertilizer,
ito na. Tingnan niyo yung itsura dyan. Yung reaction dyan ni Senator Binay.
gamit niyo po to sa palay?
As part of the fertilization
sa palay?
Sa rice.
Okay, sa rice. Hindi ho angkop dapat to kasi patubig yung sa rice, lulutang po itong compost.
Hindi sir. Kasi they have to be composted properly. If you just use the the rice straw or the waste material without composting it, then it will float. But if it is properly
kaya siguro siya na bad trip sa kanya dahil pinagtatawanan niya si Idol. Tama. Lakayan niya natin para mas lalo niyo ma-appreciate. No. Paano ba yung
using those composting machines properly composted.
Si Idol.
And then it is degraded, then it is incorporated properly in the soil.
So do you have study to
Use it in vegetable also.
Yeah, I don't see any problem with vegetable kasi Madam Chair, yung information na tanggap ko, hindi bagay. Sa vegetable, okay ito in composting. Pero pagdating sa rice, hindi. Dahil sa rice, patubig yan. So, nandun yung possibility na lulutang itong compost.
Pinagpipilitan niya talagang lulutang. In-explain na nga saan niya. Yung mga ganito ba mukha yan lulutang pag yan decomposted na? Diba? Through natural decomposition. The end product is compost. Idol naman.
It's part of our recommendation, Madam Chair and Mr.
Because they told me that compost with animal manure is very suited for rice. Can we call field rice now?
Yeah, this is actually what I'm saying is part of the recommendation of field rice, Madam Chair.
Okay, normally yung manure na yan, yun yung sa poop ng manok. Yun yung pagkakaalam ko.
Jan?
Madam Chair, Mr. Senator Tulfo, sir. Opo, yung ang kalahatan po natin siya tignan, bahagi po yung napoproduce from the composting machine, yung organic fertilizer. Sa rice po, isang paggamit nito, sa pagpupunla po nung planting materials, sa seedbed pa lang, ginagamit siya. Para yung pong mga seedlings, kasi po yung kakayahan niya na gawing mas better yung soil, madali mong bunutin yung seedlings sa practice po sa rice bago mo ita-transplant pagka po gumagamit ng organic fertilizer. So ito po yung ngayon po yung tanong nyo na nakaka-contribute ba to sa yield. Mahirap pong i-separate kasi yung ano ba yung na-contribute niya dun sa total yield. Pero sa practice po talagang ginagamit yan ng ating mga farmers. Even po sa field rice, sa ating mga experiment stations po ginagamit.
So meron ba kayong studies nito na angkop na angkop talaga ang composting?
You know, this is something that I find it really ridiculous to ask, no? Meron ba kayong study? Kaya tinatanong ko, meron kayong study. Si Idol ba nag-study muna before kayo hinarap? Well, definitely, guys. 'Di ba? Halimbawa na lang. Ito na lang, guys, no? Sisimplihan lang natin. Halimbawa, ikaw ay isang mahilig magluto. No, you like experimenting. O halimbawa na lang ganito. Okay, simplihan na lang natin para mas masaya. Isa ka negosyante, nagbebenta ka ng ulam. Okay, maliban sa usual, gusto mong i-try na magluto ng, sabihin na lang nating budget friendly na side dish na gulay. 'Di ba even before mo ilagay sa stante ng mga ulam mo, yung ulam na yon, itatry mo muna sa'yo. Gisa ka ng bawang, sibuyas, kamatis, maybe. 'Di ba? Lagyan mo ngayon ng kangkong at saka ng sitaw. O di meron ka ng adobong kangkong at sitaw. Sinahugan mo pa ng baboy. Pwede mong ilagay doon. Adobong baboy with sitaw and what do you call that? Kangkong. And then you put it in there. Alam mo kakainin ng mga tao because you tried it yourself. You ask other people to try that and they said, oh, okay to, masarap to. So even before mo siya i-implement, ibenta, ipakita, na-try mo na yon sa sarili mo. Never naman siguro nangyari something like this. Like this big. Hindi mo pag-aaralan yan. Hindi nyo gagawa ng mga experimentation yan. Hindi nyo gagawa ng mga planning yan at kung ano-ano pa. For you to be asked something like this. Most especially if you're using something, different from the usual. Bakit sila magpapagamit ng mga compost doon sa mga seedlings pa lang kung hindi nila napag-aralan na yan? Ano ba yan, kahapon lang nangyari? Hindi. Di ba nga sabi, 8 years na nangyayari to. So long before ka pa humarap dyan, Idol, marami ng pag-aaral ang nagawa dyan. Mas probably, marami ng pagbabago sa pag-aaral na nangyari dyan. So these people, I hope so, ini-innovate nila yung approach. Ano ba ang kailangan natin na mas bagay, mas okay o ganito, ganyan, ganon. Diba?
Rice?
Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, I would just like to give you an example. Do you remember in one time in Kadiwa at DA, they were selling rice at 25 pesos? That those cooperative are using purely organic. They're not using inorganic. They're using.
Alam mo kung alam ko lang, sa 25 pesos guys, na organic rice, napakamura na nun. Oh my God, trust me. Just last week, kabibili ko lang ng 10 kilos na sinandoming ba yun? 620 pesos. Hindi pa yun organic. 60 plus pesos. Ito organic rice, 25 lang. Alam niyo guys, napaka-healthy na organic produce. Maniwala kayo. Kaya it is expensive because hindi naman ganun karami ang kanilang produce. Anything that is instant is cheap.
Using organic fertilizer and biofertilizer. And their cost of production, because of they only use organic and biofertilizer, their cost of production is such a level that because the co-op also do the milling, the drying, they were able to sell it at 25 pesos just early this year and late last year. So that is.
Pero guys, kung titingnan mo sa economics, talking about tawag dito, demand, supply and demand, no? Kung tutuusin, napakamurang na ibenta kung organic man yung mga bigas na yun na naibenta sa Kadiwa last December and early this year. Okay? Napakamura na nun.
This is how they were able to reduce their cost. And this is actually one of the technology.
And come to think of it, kung halimbawa, you're using compost, then you're planting an organic rice. Imagine that you can sell that in a higher price. So, yung yield mo man konti, pero yung margin mo malaki. So, it will gonna make more money for farmers. Diba?
That we are scaling in our proposal, Madam Chair, in that agro, we call it Eco-SRI. This is purely organic way of raising rice, of growing rice at a yield that it is still good for farmers who have limited resources. So that is the target of the Eco-SRI, Madam. Do you still remember the one clustering that we have in the proposal, Madam Chair?
Thank you for that answer. Now,
parang alam na sa budget eh. Thank you for the answer.
Pong farmer na nakakabenta sa Kadiwa store ng 25 pesos per kilo, their cost of production is 8 pesos per kilo sa Nueva Ecija. And I'm glad they're using this organic fertilizer for that. Kaya malaki ang tulong kasi hindi nabibili ng fertilizer. Tapos mas
cost of production is 8 pesos. Kaya they're selling it at 25. This is what I'm telling you guys. Mababa man yung yield niya pero mataas ang margin niya. It's still a win-win situation.
Malaking bawas sa gastos yung pagbili ng fertilizer.
Yes, Madam Chair, and we want to scale that in bigger scale because the challenge always in the Philippines, Madam Chair, is that we demonstrate it, but then we don't do it in scale. So that's why in our program now, we want to fund it and do it in larger scale with more farmers participating, more cooperatives participating.
Yeah. Diba?
Baka katulad ng fertilizer, may issue. How do you go about buying the composter?
Thank you po, Madam Chair.
Lakas Lakas ang parinig ni Senator Cynthia.
First of all, yung question po tungkol sa does it increase yield? Definitely po it increases yield. Because just this year, 2023, we have a nationwide program all over the country on the adaptive balanced fertilization strategy. We have several protocols po depending on the target yield. And most of our demonstration is the target yield.
Doctor, if I can interrupt, sabi mo, nagkaroon ng increase sa yield.
Yes po.
So meron ba kayong comparative study nung before composting and then during composting?
Oh my God, here
ilan
we go
po yung
again.
na-increase na yield?
Yes po.
Kasi kung sinasabi niyo po nag-increase yung yield, bakit number one importer pa rin tayo number one importer na tayo ngayon ng rice?
Dito pumapasok yung stupidity ni Raffy Tulfo. Again, nandito po tayo sa country wherein yung areas po that yung mga taniman ng bigas, ng palay is nandun sa area na laging tinatamaan ng bagyo. 'Di ba? So napaka-invalid ng kanyang nire-raise na question. Taking into consideration yung climate natin. 'Di ba? Just like what I said, ano ba ang number one na kalaban ng farmers? Maliban sa peste, bagyo, at saka irrigation. And we're just talking about what? Fertilizers, composting. 'Di ba? Ano ba ang kailangan mong i-compare? Yung pagiging exporter natin o yung nai-yield ng compost? Nandito lang tayo sa ano na to eh. Ito lang yung topic natin, ito lang yung premise natin eh. Focus lang tayo dito. Nakakapag-yield, nakakatulong po ba ang compost? Yes, because it produce a very, very, friendly. In terms of health-wise, yung nutrients na nabibigay niyan, yung cost niyan, ano pa ba? Ang dami guys, ang daming benefit ng tao maliban sa farmer. Nagiging affordable ang bigas. Organic siya, healthy. Maliban dyan, nadidecrease pa po yung ating nagiging basura. Diba? Ito lang pinag-uusapan natin compost eh. Tapos inaano mo yung pagdating sa yes, I understand that. But the thing is, kahit anong gawin ng farmers natin or ng DA o ng gobyerno, pagkalaban mo, bagyo, saan tayo dadamputin dyan? 'Di ba? Payungan natin ng mga payungan natin yung mga what do you call that? Yung mga bigas na yan, yung mga palay na yan rather. 'Di ba? Ang daming consideration.
Na-overtaken pa natin yung China.
Ang Vietnam ba, ito typically ang Vietnam ba dinadaanan ng bagyo? Ang Thailand ba dinadaanan ng bagyo gaya ng paano tayo dinadaanan ng bagyo? Imagine niyo guys, buwan-buwan may bagyo tayo. 1 o 2 bagyo ang dumadaan sa atin sa loob ng 1 buwan. 'Di ba? Wala po silang pinipili. Sa loob po ng 12 months, merong pumapasok na mga bagyo. Kahit pa summer yan.
That is the very reason po why we have to scale up and the very reason why we need to make use and intensify the distribution of our CFBW, our composting facilities, because it really helps. Meron po tayong mga data.
Kasi kung pag-uusapan natin,
sana pinapatapos niya, 'di ba? Para mas lalo natin ma-appreciate yung ni-explain sa atin.
Yung yield ng rice para mabawasan ang ating importation at para makatulong sa ating mga farmer. Okay ako sa composting. Pero hindi kaya mas maganda kung gumamit tayo yung urea, yung fertilizer na para mas mabilis yung yield sa production?
Okay, sir. Thank you po for that question.
Urea. So guys, ito yung sinasabi ni Idol. Urea, nitrogen. Tingnan nga natin yung urea, fertilizer versus compost. So ito guys yung itsura ng compost. Na sinasabi ni Idol, lulutang daw. Yan. Kaya po yung itsura ng lulutang. Diba? Tingnan nga natin to. Difference between a fertilizer and compost. Okay. So nakalagay dito, key difference. Fertilizers provide nutrients to the plant in order for them to grow. Compost is a mixed organic waste that provide nutrients to the soil. So si fertilizer papunta kay plant. Si compost papunta kay soil. Okay? Trying to cultivate a garden is not easy feat. It requires a lot of hard work and knowledge to start a garden or a vegetable patch in the backyard. There are two things that often confuse a time gardener. Do you require compost or a fertilizer? And what is the difference between the two? Well, compost and fertilizer are two things are required ano ba yun? For the plant and the soil to acquire its nutrients. However, they are different from each other. Yan. Ito yung compost. Pom, 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 pom. From dirt it come, to dirt it shall return. Ganyan. Compost is an organic matter that has been decomposed to use as a fertilizer and soil amendment or the plants. So its actuality, it is a type of organic fertilizer. Compost plays an important role in organic farming. A basic level compost is mixture of wetted organic matter such as leaves, blah blah blah. Modern composts that are pre-packed also ensure that it has good amount of water, air, and carbon and nitrogen-rich materials. So, ang tanong dyan, fertilizer and compost are in fact different from each other. Fertilizer provides nutrients and energy to plants, while compost rejuvenates the soil. Fertilizers can be compared to a person being fed sugar. Okay? It would give them energy from the time being, but it will deplete as a faster rate. However, compost breaks down slowly and also provide nutrition slowly, allowing the plants to sustain themselves over longer periods of time. In order to have a successful garden, a garden should ensure that the soil as well as the plants get nutrients. Both fertilizers and compost should be used equally. If a person is going for an organic approach, the organic fertilizers are also available. So basically, it's better for us to use a compost. No? If you want to have something healthy, diba? Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo guys mahirap at mahal po ang mga organic na vegetables. How much more ang rice? Balikan natin si Idol. So basically yun, no? At least may idea na kayo. Ano ang much better na ginagamit natin? Fertilizer, urea ba yun? Or ang compost? No? Ayon nga doon sa binasa nating article, it's much better to have both. However, as you can see, there are more benefits using a compost than the inorganic fertilizer.
Question. Actually, if yes, truly the requirement for rice and other crop is high, and this should be sustained by the use of inorganic fertilizer. But over time, we are damaging the soil because
But over time, we are damaging the soil. So, dito, parang yung plus factor lang niya is mabilis siyang mag-produce. Pero, yung long term naman niya, sinisira niya yung soil. So, ano much better sa'yo?
because with the use of compost, we are improving the quality of the soil. It enables the nutrients to be stored in the soil. It enables the water to be stored in the soil. Pagka pure urea po, para tayong nagtatapo ng fertilizer, pag ini-apply po natin sa lupa, kung sobra pang pagkakalagay, it will go to the groundwater. O at hindi naman po lahat ma-absorb ng crop. Subalit kung gagamit po tayo ng compost, this will be slowly available at the right time na kaya namang i-absorb ng crop. Kaya po yung adaptive balanced fertilization strategy, meron po kaming protocol. During the land preparation, doon po natin ini-incorporate ang compost. Then yung pag-apply po natin ng fertilizer, we do it at the right amount, at the proper time, and at the proper location. Wala pong maaaksaya. So
Okay.
that's the reason po kung bakit tumataas ang kita sapagkat wala pong naaksayang fertilizer, and at the same time, over time, long-term of use ng ating compost will really save on fertilizer. Naka-store na po, may residual effect. For the next season, ma-achieve po natin
Ma'am,
yung pabawas.
napahaba na pong ano nyo.
Ay,
Alam mo, she's trying to explain the great benefits of using the compost, but still, Idel will insist yung paggamit ng urea. Urea.
Explanation. Anyway, let's put it this way.
Side po,
Thank you for
Senator.
other countries like
Sabi ko kasi,
Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia, they use urea. I'm sure they're also
Yeah, because they're mass producing the rice. Because that's one of the things that they do. 'Di ba? Kahit naman siguro ako, if they're using urea, knowing now na urea nga pala ang ginagamit nila, baka I will opt buying rice dito. Baka nga susunod, tatanungin ko na, yan po ba ay ginamitan ng compost? Because I'd rather eat an expensive rice packed with healthy nutrients, di ba? Kaysa na mabibili ako ng sabihin na lang nating ampaw na bigas. Na nabuhay, lumaki, ipinak, dahil lang sa isang urea. Diba?
concerned about their soil.
Madam Chair.
No, I asked the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization kasi 38% ng soil ng Philippines degraded. And
38%. No? That's not a big joke. That's not a big joke. Diba? 38%. Malaki-laki rin yun.
asked them, how do you solve the degradation of the soil? Their answer is compost all your waste and bring them back to the soil.
Madam
That's
Chair.
their answer.
Yeah.
So
Madam Chair,
Oh, see? Tatanong na naman ba ni Idol yan? Meron po ba kayong study dyan? Siya nagtatanong ng kung meron bang study, siya nga walang study.
actually, Madam Chair, Senator Tolpo, one of the things that has kept us from attaining higher production is actually the limitations that we are encountering with our soil. And when I was looking at the different interventions that we have, we've been providing hybrid seeds, certified seed. We also provided fertilizer, urea, or inorganic fertilizer. And yet I was asking my colleagues, how come our yield is still at 4 tons per hectare, national average? So if you look at it now, you look at the data of the Bureau of Soils and Water Management.
Imagine mo ginamitan mo na ng urea, pero still, urea or whatever. Sasabi ko yung urethra. Alam niyo ba kung ano yung urethra?
Our soil are already degraded. We cannot just keep on adding urea, using urea,
Urea.
or NPK, because there are now other micronutrients that are limiting our productivity.
Study pa more!
That's why in the Masagana Rice Industry Development Program now, Madam Chair, Mr. Senator Tolpo, we are implementing nationwide, large scale, not just the demonstration anymore, demonstration of peel rice or BSW or large scale, the application of balanced fertilization. And this recommends the application of of organic fertilizer or compost as basal, and then the use of biofertilizer that will help get nitrogen from the atmosphere and from the soil to reduce the use of inorganic fertilizer. So if you use biofertilizer, you use organic fertilizer, you reduce the use of urea, which is sometimes very expensive, which became very expensive, especially last year when the price of urea went up to 3,000. So we want to maintain higher productivity by also maintaining good soil health, Mr. Senator and Madam Chair.
So you really need to find balance, no? It's really better na, gaya ng sinasabi niya ni Sir dito, they wanted to yield, I mean, they want to reach a certain level of yield, no? That will make everyone happy, yes. At the same time, syempre, iisipin mo rin, no? Yung health ng soil na ginagamit mo. Parang ganito lang yan, guys, eh. Yung mga kutsero yung tawag doon, di ba? Or rather yung, ano yung tawag doon sa Manila? Yung may horse na may kalesa, yon. Yung mga kalesa. If you keep on using yung horse nila, going around non-stop, mapapagod din yan. Bibigay din yan. Di ba? Ngayon, hindi magtatagal ang kabayo mo mamamatay. Kung sasabihin in layman's term, aabusuhin natin yung paggamit. So kailangan at some point, pag tayo may napakapakinabangan sa lupa, sana alagaan din natin yung lupa. Para matagal at harmonious ang pagsasama ng farmer, ng plant, at saka ng lupa niya. Diba?
So, dalawang issue na lang po, Madam Chair.
So, I don't know, bakit pinagkakaanuhan nga ni Raffy Tulfo na bakit tayo magtitiis dyan sa compost na yan kung pwede naman tayo mag-mass produce gaya ng ginagawa ng Thailand and so on and so forth. Again, naiintindihan ko kung saan siya nanggagaling kung anong gusto niyang mangyari. But if there is a better way to address this, if there is a better technology available out there, bakit hindi? Diba? Why not adopt those kinds of technology? Why not try that? Why not use that? But not most of the time you have to insist kung ano yung gusto mo. Only because you feel, parang ganito lang yan eh, ipagpipilitan niya yung gusto niya. Parang meron na namang write-up na may na-resolve na naman siyang issue. May gusto na naman siya na nangyari. Kumbaga yung nasunod yung gusto niya. So, yung mga susunod nating video, dito nyo makikita kung paano nabuisit sa kanya si Senator Cynthia Villar. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I-share nyo na rin, definitely. At syempre, paramihan kayo ng like dyan, di ba? Total, nag-watch din naman kayo. Like naman po tayo. And one last thing, matanong ko lang. If you were given a choice between eating a rice, no, produced through compost, and this other fertilizer, anong pipiliin mo sa dalawa? Kumain ka ng something healthy o kumain ka ng something mabilis produce?